Hello, second grade. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are happy and healthy and safe. Well, guys, let's get started. So, number one, good job on the kids who turned in their three planks, wooden planks. Awesome. That was project drawing one from Implied Texture, for Implied Texture, I should say. Great job to the kids that turned in their log or firewood. Excellent. And thank you for being patient, Henry. Henry Guaman wants the next drawing. So let's get to it, Henry. Now, our third implied texture drawing, again, our third implied texture will be that of a cloud, guys. So let's get started, Henry. So number one, Henry, let's get started. And by that I mean, well, I'm going to put a little sun up here, Henry. And I have a habit, as I've told you guys before, of drawing my sun to the upper right. I usually place my sun to the upper right of the paper. So now what's next, Henry? Well, let's get a good idea of the size of the cloud. Now, I don't want a small cloud. I don't want a medium cloud. I want a pretty big cloud, Henry. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to start with some curved lines. Okay, because again, for the cloud, we want to produce a fluffy cloud-like texture, I suppose you would say. Kind of fluffy. So what do I mean by fluffy? Well, as you can see, Henry, I'm just using several curved lines. For the time being, I'm just using several curved lines. And you'll see what's going to happen in just a minute or two, Henry. You'll see. So now that I have several curved lines, guys, what I can do is just start to connect these. And I have the outline of my cloud. I'll have an outline of my cloud, Henry. So what am I going to do now? So down here, this part of the cloud is going to be somewhat flat. Not really, because don't forget, some of these clouds are vast. I mean, they're huge. So this is pretty much the bottom of the cloud, Henry. So let's go back up to our cloud that we have here. And remember, all I did was I started with some curved lines, okay? And as you can see, guys, some of the area looks empty. So, well, for example, here and here. So what am I going to do, Henry? What am I going to do, Brandon? I'm going to come on over. Oh, and Eden. I can't forget about my guy, Eden. Eden Vasquez, thank you so much for your drawing. It was awesome. And I really, I'm so happy to see, I see your work. And again, Yareli Martinez, Eden Vasquez, thank you so much, guys. So what's happening, guys? Right now, it looks like I have a bunch of C's inside of a blob. But that's a good start, guys. So now what am I going to do? Well, guys, I'm going to use some zigzag lines. Now, so here's my sun, right? So the shadow, or this part of the cloud where the sea is, I'm going to start to use some zigzag lines, guys. See? It just zigzags. And it's not on this side of the sea, the open part. It's where the sea is, where the actual letter of the sea, it looks like an actual sea. Okay, you see that, Henry? See that, Yarani? Go back over here. Okay. So what's this doing, guy? What am I doing? What am I basically doing? Why this, Mr. Rose? Why this technique, or why something like this? Well, guys, don't forget, my light source is over here, the sun. That means the part closest to the cloud is going to be bright. And because this is fluffy, we want to make it look as though this part of the cloud is shadowed, because the sun can't make contact with all of the cloud because the cloud isn't flat. Okay. Okay, so now I have what appears to be a cloud. It doesn't look very much like a real cloud, but no worries, I'm going to make a few changes. Well, number one, I'm going to go to the bottom of the cloud here, and I'm going to pretty much just darken this whole area in, guys, okay? And I'm using this hatching pattern, or just these lines that look parallel to one another, or I guess you could say they're a little on the zigzag side. So I'm coloring the bottom of the cloud because the sun is above it, not beneath it. And if the sun is above it, guys, the sun will make contact with the top of it, but not the bottom. Because again, my sun is at the upper right. So I'm darkening this part of the cloud, guys. The underneath of the cloud. And I can increase the size of it, the width of it if I'd like. But it's okay there. I think it's okay there, guys. I think it's gonna be just fine right about there. Now, let me go back up to my cloud, guys. Now, as you can see, there's some empty spaces. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm just gonna put something that looks like a half moon or the C, the letter C there. Okay. Now, if there's another empty space that you think, well, maybe Mr. Rumi, how about over here, Mr. Ross? Sure thing. Maybe over here, guys? Sure. So again, we want to make it look fluffy. And how do we do that? Well, we can continue to add these crescent moon shape, or this moon shape, or more to the point, as I've called it before, as I've referred to it, C. So we're just adding something that looks like the letter C. Right, guys? Look. It looks like the letter C, right? And this part of the C is going to be dark. And I'm just using these zigzag lines, guys. Can you see that? It's just a zigzag line, guys. Look. Just a zigzag. Just a zigzag. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. So again, thank you for those of you that have been patient. Henry emailed me and he said, Mr. Ruiz, when's our next texture drawing? I'm gonna try to have one every week, guys. But right now, the way it's going, guys, very few kids have turned in their work. So I might have to do every so often. It depends on how many. So kids are turning in their work. But Henry, in short, I'll try my best to have a new drawing for you every week, buddy. Because I know you, like many others, you so enjoy art. And I don't want to let you guys down. And I need to enter as many grades as possible. Because I want all of you guys to, of course, get straight A's with me. And all you have to do is turn in your work. Okay, guys? And thank you so much for the parents that have been helping. Brandon Velasquez's mom, Henry Guaman's mom, Joel's mom, Liseth's mom. Gosh, you guys have been doing such a great job, and I thank you. Now, guys, I'm not done yet, guys, because let me get my handy gray or kneaded eraser, because I want to erase some of this outline, guys. Now, I don't mind the cloud being outlined or having a line there, but I'm going to erase some of it, because remember, I want it to look more fluffy than anything else, okay? And when I say fluffy, what will help me is if I kind of get rid of some of the outside lines, okay, guys? So, what am I doing, Henry? I'm just carrying over some of these. And if you want, Henry, we can put another C over here. And what looks to be a letter C, guys, okay? And they're just curved lines. And I'm just using these zigzag lines to darken these. Okay. So again, guys, I chose to erase the outside of the cloud, the outside of it, because I think it looks more fluffy or cloud-like. Again, with the outside of it erased. So what do I mean by that? If I wanted to, I could go on ahead and put this outside line if so needed. But me personally, I think it looks more like a cloud. If we then erase the outside line or the guiding line, the line that helps us understand how big the cloud would be. Or we can do one of two. We can also include some of it. But so for example, I'll stop there. And over here. And maybe over here would be a good idea. Because don't forget, this side of the cloud would be darker. Okay, guys? So that's pretty much it, guys. This week's texture, as you can see, is cloud-like / fluffy. Cloud-like / fluffy. So, I hope you guys approve. I hope you don't find this too challenging, but then again, it's a good thing to be challenged, guys. It's okay if you say, but I can't do it. It's okay if you have to pause the video 12 times, 14 times. It's okay. What's important is that you've learned and you've created. So here is our number 3 drawing, guys, for implied texture. And hopefully you agree that it looks cloud-like or fluffy, maybe even like cotton candy, because that was the goal, to make it look cloud-like, okay, fluffy. So I hope you approve, Henry. I hope you approve of the cloud. Okay, guys. Talk to you later, second grade. Goodbye.